Hi guys, welcome back to the another video of Excel tutorial. Today we are going to discuss Newsvendor problem, what exactly it is, how to solve it by the help of Excel, and how it is related to the prevalent supply chain problem. We will be discussing the conceptual part, then how to set it up in the Excel, then we will be discussing various ways like a statistical way and the empirical way by which we can solve this problem. So let's start. So let's understand what the Newsvendor problem is. So this problem occur when you have to order one time and the demand is uncertain. So a typical news vendor has to buy newspapers, but he do not know that what is the actual demand. He is going to buy too many newspapers. There is a risk that he will not be able to sell all of them. But if he is going to buy less number of newspaper, then there is another risk that he may face stock out. So news vendor is always in a dilemma that how much quantity of newspaper he should buy so that he should occur minimum loss. So in which kind of industry it applies? So wherever we have perishable and the seasonal item like fresh food, bakery, newspaper, fashion and seasonal apparels. In pharma, there's also a dilemma that how much flu vaccine you should produce and multiple industries like that only. So what are the key component in the news vendor problem? The first is overage cost. So this is the cost which you going to occur if you are not able to sell unit. Okay, so you must have paid some cost which is C here, and because you are not able to sell it, you may salvage it. So you will be getting some money out of that salvage. So that is S. So the total loss is C minus S. The second thing is underage cost. So it is a cost of stock out. So if you are facing stock out and any customer come to you and you do not have that particular unit, then you are losing on the margin, which is your price minus cost. But that's not the only thing. There will be a goodwill penalty as well, because that guy will be thinking now that this guy usually do not have that item, so he may shift to your competition or some other vendor. So some penalty as well as a goodwill penalty, which is a G here. So what's the dilemma here? The dilemma is as soon as you increase the quantity of newspaper which you are going to buy, it decreases the chance of underage cost, but it increases the chance of overage cost. So there should be a optimum balance at the margin. So to solve this problem, there is a concept of the critical ratio. So that critical ratio actually follow a marginal logic. What does it mean? It means that you need to add one unit only when the expected gain from covering a possible shortage exceed the expected cost of a possible leftover. It is saying that the news vendor will only buy a one newspaper extra when he is sure that selling that newspaper is going to give him more money than the cost of a stock out. So the balance point is reached when the probability of selling that unit equals to the critical ratio. So now what is the critical ratio? So if you look at the formula of critical ratio is, which is CR is equal to cost of underage divided by total cost. When I say total cost, it means cost of underage plus cost of overage. So this critical ratio actually explains that this is the optimal probability of not stocking out. Now for this optimal probability, what should be the optimal quantity you should order? So if you have higher underage cost, then you have to maintain higher level of service level in order to be profitable. If you have lower underage cost, which means you can operate at lower service level in order to remain profitable. So now for this optimal probability of not stocking out, what should be the optimal quantity? So what you will be doing, you will be having function of your demand and just taking that critical ratio number on that inverse function, you will get the quantity of your demand. So that much quantity you have to order as per the critical ratio for the maximum profit. If your demand curve is following the normal distribution bell curve, so you might be having some mean demand and some standard deviation, your optimal quantity or the Q asterisk sign is equal to your mean plus Z score multiplied by standard deviation. So here we can calculate your Z score with the inverse demand function by taking critical ratio on it. So by the help of critical ratio, we will be calculating the Z score, and that Z score will be used to calculate your demand. Here you need to see that if your critical ratio is greater than 50%, it will bring your Z in positive. It means you deliberately want to overstock. As you know that doing overstock make more sense. And if your Z is negative, it means you want to do understock. Maybe buying a new newspaper is more expensive than losing a customer on a newspaper. So at optimal quantity, the in stock probability P, which means your demand should always be less than equal to your order quantity is equal to the critical ratio exactly. So what we are saying that if you are ordering as per the critical ratio, you are supposed to get demand equal to or less than your order quantity. So this is the basic concept of Newsvendor problem. In this particular Excel tool, what we are doing, we will be calculating our optimal order quantity by two ways. One, by the normal demand bell curve model, which is point number 3, and the another one where we do not know the what my demand distribution is. So empirically we will be calculating the optimal quantity, and accordingly we will check that how much profit and loss we are getting, quantity we should be looking for. So let's start with the input and economics. So this is the input sheet for our calculation. So here we are talking about what is the selling price of our item, what is our purchase cost, what is the salvage value, and what is the goodwill penalty. So this goodwill penalty is something which we can put as per our understanding. If you are working in highly competitive market, you can increase this number. If you are working in less competitive market, then the user will have less option to switch, so you can have a lower number here, but it's totally up to you. Now as per this unit economics, we are going to calculate certain drive costs which we are going to use in our Newsvendor problem solving. So we are going to calculate the underage cost. You know that this is P minus C plus G, which is margin plus goodwill cost. Then there is a overage cost, which is cost minus salvage. Now we are going to calculate the critical ratio. So critical ratio is nothing as per this formula, it is coming as 69.2%. So this is the optimal in stock probability. So what it is saying we need to operate at least 69.2% service level so that we will be profitable as per our penalties or the cost which are underage and overage. So this is the critical ratio. Now as per this critical ratio, how much quantity we need to order, that we will be discussing in the next step. Here we are talking about the unit margin, which is price minus cost, and this is the margin percentage. Now we are talking about that there are two ways which we are going to solve this problem. One is the forecast following the normal bell curve. So let's assume that we have a mean demand as 1200 units and the demand standard deviation as a 300 units. These are the data inputs. And if you have certain historical demands, you can put them and put a sample mean, what is the standard deviation, and the coefficient of variance. Although we are not going to use this one, but yeah, these two we will use. So after calculating all of these unit economics, now we will go to the calculation of optimal quantity as per the critical ratio, which is 69.2% here. Let's move to the table number 3. Here, as we know, we have calculated the critical ratio, which is 69.2%. Now we will be calculating the Z score as per the critical ratio, so which is nothing but the norm in serve of this particular probability, and it will come at 0.502. Yeah, once we have calculated the Z, now we are going to calculate the optimal order quantity, which is nothing, just mean of the demand plus Z score multiplied by the standard deviation, and we will come at the value of 1351. Mean and standard deviation we have provided here, and the Z we have calculated here. So if you know this formula, this is nothing, just mean demand plus safety stock at a particular service level for the Z score. What is the safety stock here? It is Z multiplied by standard deviation. So this is the buffer above mean. So what we are doing, we are carrying 151 safety stock above the mean demand. What is the mean demand? Mean demand is 1200, so that we can cover 69% of all demand. So if we would have been carrying 1200 or the mean value, we might be covering 50% of the demand. But as per the critical ratio, we should cover 69.2% of the demand. So we are carrying 151 more on that. So now we know that we are going to serve around 70% of the demand, but we will be losing something, correct? So then what we are going to lose? So here we are calculating that on the each unit we are selling, we might be losing 0.19 of that unit. So this is a unit normal expected shortage. Then how we are calculating it? First we are calculating the whole demand, and then as per our Z score, then this is something which we are not going to cover, and we are multiplying it with the probability, and this is how we are calculating our standard loss. Now if this is my standard loss per unit, then what would be my expected loss? So if I am going to multiply my standard loss with the standard deviation, I will be getting that this is the unit of unmet demand if demand which is following the normal curve get realized. So 59 is something which I am going to lose on sale, which means the lost sales. So how much unit I am going to actually sell on that particular day? You can say that mean of the demand minus the shortage, which means 1200 minus 59, which is 1141. Okay, so what is the expected left over, which means I am ordering 1351. As per my demand curve, I am going to get 1141 actual customers. As per normal demand curve, I am going to lose 59 customer from the mean demand. Then I will be left over on 1351 minus 1141 is 210, correct? And then I am going to calculate what is my expected profit. So what's the profit you are going to calculate? Is price multiplied by sales plus salvage multiplied by leftover. I need to minus the cost of the quantity which I order and minus the goodwill of the short quantity, which is 59 here. Okay, so if you do all of this, you will get that okay, there is an expected profit of 41,137 as per the provided costs. We can also check what is the fill rate. Fill rate is nothing, it's just how much you have sold divided by your mean of your demand. So then it is 95.1%. And what is your in stock probability, which is 69.2%, which we have talked about, correct? Then there is something called return on inventory cost. It means that how much profit you are carrying on your purchases. So it's just another business metrics, not entirely related to our discussion. Anyway, so this is something we have calculated when we know our demand function. So what I have done, I have created a table in which I am taking different critical ratio. According to those critical ratio, what is the Z score, and as per that Z score, what is my demand, order quantity, and what will be my expected shortage, and what will be my expected profit. Okay, so I have created the graph over it. If you see that as soon as you are increasing your critical ratio or a service level till 69.2%, it is increasing your profit. Okay, and as soon as you are increasing the service level again, it means you are doing overstocking, your profit is falling. So we are saying that profit peaks exactly at the economic critical ratio. So ordering to a higher or lower service level leaves money on the table. So this actually proves that this particular critical ratio is a profitable one. So now what if you do not know your demand function or a demand curve, and let's say it is not following the bell curve, then what will happen? Now come to the empirical way of calculating it. So let's say if you are going to order 900 units, so as per your historical demand, you are going to calculate what is your expected sale. So what you will do, you will use this formula. In this, what you're doing, first you are checking if your quantity, which is 900, is greater than your demand. In that case, you are going to serve all of your demand. But in the case when the demand itself is greater than your all of demands, in that case, the quantity which you can serve is only B7. So we are going to take the average of all scenarios, and the expected sales will be 857. In that case, the leftover approximately will be 43 with the same formula, but that is for the leftover, and the expected shortage will be this much. Again, we are just calculating the scenarios where it will be short and just taking average all of those. So if you're going to do this for a particular scenarios, let's say from starting from 900 to 1700, we will get that it is getting peak at around 1300 because we have taken the gap of 25 in each of the scenario. So empirically we can calculate that okay, that the 1300 is where I am getting maximum profit. So we can see that 1300 is something where I can get maximum profit, 39,115. So as per this number, which is 1300, if I consider this as a Q or the optimal quantity of order, then this will be my profit, this will be my critical ratio quantile, then this is my mean demand, and this is my 19th percentile demand, and my fill rate will be 94.6%. I can calculate everything, like I'm increasing the order quantity, my expected sales is increasing, so there is a probability that my leftover also increase and my stock out will decrease. But if you see the profit curve, it is getting peak at around 1300. So this is how you can calculate the optimal order quantity empirical way as well. So this is how you solve the Newsvendor problem. I can attach this sheet in the description for your reference. Hope you like this video. Keep optimizing. Thanks for watching.